Hello and welcome to another episode of I Love Aptitude Test. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna get right to it. The psychology of competition. Where does it come from? What does it mean? Us versus them. First thing that comes to mind when you hear us versus them. Black people versus whites. White people. Or white people versus non-white people. I'm gonna break it down. This is a rich and layered topic. I'm gonna break it down across 4 areas in which competition, the reasons for, the need for people, humanity to compete. Then I will break down us versus them, the idea of us versus them. So first, the 4 areas and reasons for the need for humans to compete is psychological reasons, emotional reasons, societal reasons, and evolutionary reasons. Psychological reasons. Competition often stems from internal drives tied to self-perception and identity. Self-worth and validation, which means competing can help people feel worthy, capable, or better than others, especially when self-esteem is tied to performance. Mastery and competence, which means humans have a deep-rooted need to feel competent and to improve. Competing provides a framework for growth. Social comparisons. Psychologist Leon Fessinger proposed that people evaluate themselves by comparing to others. Competition is often the result of this instinct. And goal orientation. Some people are naturally more performance-oriented, focused on winning, while others are mastery-oriented, focused on improvement. Competition triggers both. Emotional reasons. The emotional landscape of competition is intense, often a mix of desire, fear, excitement, and pride. Thrill and adrenaline, which goes in explaining competing can be exhilarating. It spikes dopamine and adrenaline, creating a rush that can be addictive. Fear of failure, which means some people are driven to compete not by the joy of winning, but the fear of losing or being seen as inadequate. Validation and pride, which means winning or even doing well can bring deep emotional satisfaction and pride. And lastly, belonging. Competing in teams or groups gives people a sense of belonging and shared purpose, satisfying emotional needs for connection. Societal reasons. Culture plays a huge role in shaping how much and why we compete. Capitalism. Modern societies often reward the best performers, economically, socially, and professionally, which reinforces competition. Culture values, which means some cultures prioritize individual achievements, i.e. the U.S., while others may value harmony, but competition still shows up in more subtle ways. Societal status and hierarchy. Society creates visible ladders, whether in school, work, or social groups, and people compete for higher rungs. Media and narratives. From sports to reality TV, competitive narratives are everywhere. Society glamorizes winners and often ignores those who don't rise to the top. And lastly, evolutionary reasons. At the deepest level, competition is baked into human nature through evolution. Survival of the fittest. Early humans competed for resources, mates, and status within tribes. Those who succeeded passed on their genes. Sexual selection. Evolutionary psychology suggests people compete, consciously or even not, to appear more attractive or dominant to potential mates. Status and hierarchy. In early human groups, higher status often meant better access to food, protections, and mates. This ingrained a drive to rise in rank. And lastly, coalition building. Even cooperation evolved in part as a strategy for outcompeting other groups. Us versus them is itself a competitive dynamic. The need to compete comes from a mix of internal psychology, emotional payoff, social conditioning, and evolutionary instincts. It can motivate growth and excellence, but also cause stress, insecurity, or conflict, depending on how it's expressed and understood. Us versus them. Us versus them is a powerful and ancient dynamic. It's deeply woven into human psychology, evolution, and social behavior. And it influences everything from personal identity to politics to war. I'm gonna break it down. At its core, us versus them is the tendency to divide people into in-groups, us, and out-groups, them. It's about who we feel connected to and who we view as outsiders or even threats. This can be based on culture, race, nationality, religion, ideology, sports teams, schools, social class, job roles, even trivial things like favorite brands and products. Based on a social identity theory by Todgfell and Turner, they go on to explain, we define our own identity in part by the groups we belong to. Once we feel connected to a group, we want to protect, and elevated, even at the expense of others. Cognitive shortcuts, which means our brains naturally simplify the world to make sense of it. Categorizing people into us and them is a fast way to navigate complex social landscapes. In tribalism, humans evolved in small groups or tribes. Loyalty to one's tribe meant survival. Distrusting outsiders was often a necessary defense. Emotional triggers explains the safety. Being with the in-group feels safe. They can feel unfamiliar, threatening, or wrong. Belonging, which means being part of the us, satisfies emotional needs for connection, loyalty, and identity. Fear and anger, which explains when we feel threatened by them, strong emotions kick in. These can be manipulated or intensified by leaders, media, or groupthink. And lastly, pride and superiority, which goes in to explain feeling like our group is better than them, which can be emotionally satisfying, even if irrational. Societal expressions through politics, nationalism, racism and prejudices, religious conflicts, sports and fandoms. Through politics like left versus right, us being the real people, them being the problem. Through nationalism, which means glorifying one's own country while seeing others as dangerous or inferior. Through racism and prejudices, often rooted in perceived in-group or out-group differences. Through religious conflicts, our beliefs are true, theirs are wrong or evil. And lastly, through sports. The rivalry is fun, but the psychology is the same. From an evolutionary perspective, group selection explains some evolutionary theorists argue that groups with stronger cohesion and stronger us versus them boundaries outlasted weaker ones. Historically, resources were limited. Competing tribes fought over land, food, and safety. Evolution favored those who could unite against others. Coalition building, which explains being able to rally a group around a common enemy, even if invented or made up, helped leaders consolidate power and motivate action. There's a double-edged sword in the matter. Positives and there's negatives. First, the positives. It can build group cohesion and loyalty, motivate cooperation within the group, creates a strong sense of identity and purpose. And on the other hand, the negatives, it can fuel prejudice, hate, and conflict, which makes people susceptible to manipulation, often distorts reality or oversimplifies complex issues. And lastly, it prevents empathy or understanding between the groups. In conclusion, today, the process, the idea of us versus them still shows up everywhere, but often in subtle or more psychological ways, like online echo chambers or political polarization. It's easier than ever to be surrounded by us and blame them. With awareness, people can override this instinct. Empathy, dialogue, and curiosity can shrink that mental gap between the groups, and sometimes even dissolve the boundary entirely.